Ladies and gentlemen, football fans far and wide, welcome to tonight's 2-3A matchup between your Muleshoe Mules and the Lamesa Golden Tours. I'm Elliott Davis with MuleshoeTV.com, bringing you the action for tonight's game. Week 2 is what we're looking at. Kind of taking a travel to the past. 74-42 was the score in this one last year in Muleshoe. Now, two different totally teams between Lamesa having a little bit of turnover from the senior class of last year, but Muleshoe bringing in just new coach and practically almost a whole new offense on the offensive side of the ball. Defense, a few changes from last time. If you watch last week's game, really different style of offense, not really pushing the ball too far downfield. You really got a really good balance, a lot of motion, giving the quarterback opportunity to recognize, what defense is being ran. Muleshoe last week won. They beat Brownfield 42-12. They moved 1-0 on the season. Now that game was cut short. Not cut short. The clock in the second half was ran continuously. Timeouts, injuries, whatever. They ran the clock. So cut short just a little bit due to the rain delay. Weather tonight, kind of nice, a little overcast, a couple sprinkles here and there, but so far dry in this one. Temperatures are in the lower 80s, upper 70s for kickoff. Lamesa 0-1 played Littlefield last week, and they lost that one 49-47. Your Lamesa Golden Tour lineup is as is. You got 0, Brendan Kilber, 1, Jamilius Johnson, 2, Silas McCurley, 3, Jadavian Hensley, 4, JC Doster, 5, Jonah Munoz, 6, Jordan Bugara, 7, Jaden Hermio, 8, Zach Barone, 9, Nate Martinez, 10, Xavier Vela, 11, Jacob Cervantes, 12, Daniel Ramos, 13, JD Rubio, 15, Ty Martinez, 17, Logan Lopez, 18, Ryan Hart, 20, Nathan Ortega, 22, DV Lugo, 25, Joe Carpenter, 30, Justin Gomez, 32, Jason Erchava, 35, Antonio Oliveras, 44, Xavier Martinez, 50, Ivan Gutierrez, 52, Evan Arizmendez, 53, Justin Toscano, 55, Cutter Clement, 56, Isaiah Capatillo, 62, Ruben Cardoza, 63, Ethan Toscano, 65, Jadarian Zapata, 72, Ethan Roberts, 73, Austin Ramford, 75, Jacob Celiar, 77, Xavier Cialis, 78, Jordan Martinez. Here's your Muleshoe Mule lineup. Ram Rigolato, he wears the number 0. He is a sophomore, wide receiver, linebacker, 5'9", 145. Mauro Hernandez, he wears number 1. Senior, wide receiver, defensive back, 58, 150 pounds. Noah Hernandez, number 2, junior, wide receiver, defensive back, 5'10", 150 pounds. Aiden Garcia, number 3, sophomore, wide receiver, defensive back, 5'9", 150. Eduardo Sainz, number 4, senior, running back, linebacker, 5'11", 175. Adon Hinozo, number 5, senior, wide receiver, defensive back, 5'8", 150. Johnny Hernandez, 6, senior, wide receiver, defensive back, 5'7", 140. Blaine Klafka, number 7, senior, tight end, defensive line, 6'2", 230. Andrew Hermio, 9, junior wide receiver linebacker, 5'10", 170. Josue Sigala. 10, junior running back linebacker, 5'10", 170. Chris Tovar. Number 11, junior wide receiver defensive back, 5'8", 140. Luis Valles. Number 13, senior wide receiver defensive back, 5'9", 145. Number 16, Francisco Sierras. Senior running back linebacker, 5'8", 175. Number 17, Nehemiah Sanchez. Senior running back linebacker, 5'11", 165. Number 19, Brayton Butler. Senior quarterback defensive line, 6'1", 225. Number 20, Jaden Agundias. Junior tight end linebacker, 5'9", 160. Davian Satal, 24, junior running back linebacker, 5'10", 160. Evan Jenkins, number 50, junior offensive line linebacker, 5'10", 185. Alonzo Ramirez, number 51, senior offensive line defensive line, 5'10", 205. 52, Jesus Rodriguez, senior offensive line defensive line, 5'9", 190. Josiah Mendez, 53, senior offensive line defensive line, 6', 200. Dallas Baron, 55, junior offensive line defensive line, 5'10", 230. Number 60, Tony Rodriguez, senior offensive line defensive line, 6'3", 275. 72, Jake Villanueva, senior offensive line, 6'1", 210, 225. Daniel Mendoza, 74, senior offensive line, defensive line, 5'10", 225. Diego Molina, 75, senior offensive line, defensive line, 5'10", 270. Superintendent is Mr. Scott Bicknell. Principal is Cindy Basir. Your head football coach is Bo Dickinson. Offensive coordinator, Aaron Witten. Defensive coordinator, Jay McCook. Other coaches is listed: Stephen Butler, AJ Villanueva, Kyler Musgrave, Gabe Harris, Justin Reyna, Brody Sutterfield, Adrian Bustillos, Marcus Herrera, John Chavez, and Ruben Tellez. We'll be back for your kickoff. You're watching MuleshoeTV.com. Welcome back for your kickoff for this non-district matchup between the Lamesa Golden Tours and your Muleshoe Mules. Back to receive for Muleshoe, number 10, Josue Sigala. Kicking it away for the Golden Tours is number 25, Joe Carpenter. Goal for this kickoff for the Golden Tours is to really keep it out of the hands of Josue Sigala. He'll be at the top of your screen. Down towards the center is going to be Ram Regalado. And that ball's going to be end over end. And it's going to be number 13, Luis Valles, who's going to take it. And he's going to be brought down around the 30. And here comes this Muleshoe offense. Leading the Mules out on the field is going to be number 19, Brayton Butler. First and 10 for Muleshoe. Ball will be spotted at the 31, their own 31, as Butler and company will now get set up. Josue Sigala to the right of Butler. Two receivers at the top of your screen. Lone receiver at the bottom is Valles. Butler, handoff, up the middle. Sigala has space. He has a next gear. He turns it on. Down to the 20, 10, one man to beat. Touchdown to the house, Josue Sigala. First play of the game, and the Muleshoe Mules make a statement on offense. To the house, Josue Sigala. For first touchdown in this game. Many last week and many more to come in this season. Brayton Butler to attempt the PAT. Snap is good, kick is blocked, and you want to land on it. And with that blocked kick, it's going to keep it 6-0 with 11:44 left in the first quarter. One and only play by the Muleshoe offense, Jose Sigala to the house. We'll be right back. You're watching MuleshoeTV.com. Welcome back. Muleshoe's offensive time on the field is very short. Josue Sigala to the house keeps it 6-0. 11:44 in the first quarter. Muleshoe strikes first. Kicking off is Josue Sigala to JD Rubio, number 13, receiving for the Golden Tours. And it's going to be just a little end-over-end kick to JD. JD's going to take it. He has a swarm of Mules coming in, and he's going to get around several Mules. And there we go, Josue Sigala making a touchdown-saving tackle at the 50-yard line. Really good blocking by that Lamesa Golden Tour special teams. Sets up some really good field position for this Golden Tour offense. Be 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Ramos, the quarterback for the Golden Tours. 1st and 10 for the Golden Tours. 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen, 1 at the top of your screen. Here we go. Snap. Handoff's going to be up the middle. And nowhere to go with that. A host of Mules there for the tackle. Wow. Lugo had nowhere to go with that carry. He will gain a yard on that one. 2nd down and 9 for the Golden Tours. 11:15 left in the first quarter. Second and 9 for the Golden Tours. Ramos, the quarterback, dropping back. He's looking to his left, looking to his right. He's in trouble. He needs to get it off. Batted in the air. That's number 72, Jake Villanueva, with the paw on the ball. Incomplete pass will stop the clock at 10:47 in the first quarter. 3rd down and 9. We go 3rd down and 9. Ramos dropping back. He's getting rid of it immediately. And you want to get the tackle, and they do get the tackle. Maybe right at the line of gain. We will see it be a yard shy for this Golden Tour offense. Great job by the Muleshoe defense and that recognition. Fourth and 1 for this Golden Tour offense. Lugo, the running back. Ramos, the quarterback. Handoff to Lugo, up the middle. Nowhere to go! Stop short. Turnover on downs for this Muleshoe defense. And boy, oh boy, are they fired up for this one. Great job by that Muleshoe defense. 10:05 in the first quarter, and Brayton Butler and company will now come out onto the field. Fresh set of downs, 1st and 10. Starting off close to midfield, 10 yards ahead from where they were last time at the 41-yard line. Last series, it was a one play to the house, Josue Sigala carry. He is to the right of Butler here. 2 receivers at the top of your screen, 1 at the bottom of your screen. Here we go. Snap a little wobbly. Josue Sigala looking for some space, and he's going to be round up, and here comes a flag. Whistles were blown about 8 yards from the sideline, and These two Golden Tours just kept driving him and shoved him out of bounds. That's very much uncalled for. Here we go. It's going to be unsportsmanlike on the Golden Tours. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Fresh set of downs will move the ball into the Golden Tour territory at the 44-yard line is where Butler and company will set up shop now. 9:56 left in the first quarter, 0-6 in favor of the Mules. Three receivers at the top of your screen. Josue Sigala all by himself, and he's going to take it up the middle, and it's finally going to be brought down. That's a good little chunk of yards there, gain of about 6. We'll make it 2nd down and 4 for this Muleshoe Mule offense. And there's an injured player. We will take a break, 9:42 left in this first quarter. You're watching MuleshoeTV.com. All right, welcome back. The injured Golden Tour was able to get off on the field himself. And now Butler and company will be coming out onto the field. 9:25 left in the first quarter, 6-0 in favor of the Mules. Sigala to the left of Butler. Here we go. Handoff. Sigala up the middle. Sigala, big hole. First down. Still driving. Down to the 25. Can he get to the 20? A big pile shoves him forward. Down to the 20-yard line. That's just great effort by Josue Sigala. Then his team came behind him. He was just swallowed by a group of going tornadoes at about the 26 and was pushed forward down to the 20. That's 1st and 10 for this Muleshoe offense. Butler and company on the field. Sigala to the right of Butler. A little bit of a wing. Tight end number 7. Big fella on the top of your screen. Man in motion. Here we go as they flip sides. Handoff to Sigala again. Sigala finds a seam. He has one man to beat. Will try to bounce to the outside, and he's going to be down to the 10, forced out of bounds at about the 9. See where they mark him. They're going to say he was out at about the 8. Josue Sigala, one man to escape. He was able to get away from him and just cut around the outside, the top of your screen for some extra yardage. 1st and goal for Muleshoe at the 8-yard line. Butler and company now out on the field. To the left of him, Sigala, one receiver at the top and bottom of your screen. Here we go, handoff, Sigala again. Sigala up the middle, and he's going to get inside the 5 down to about the 3. If it ain't broken, just keep doing it, and I can guarantee you what play might be coming next, and it's just going to be a run up the gut. And only Brayton Butler out of this conversation on this next play. He's a very big guy, great for these short yards that you need here. 3 yards to get into the end zones. Muleshoe's knocking on the door to score again. Looking for back-to-back possessions right here, or possessions of the football to score. Here we go. Handoff to Sigala. Sigala's going to lunge forward and land in the end zone. Great second effort for Josue Sigala, his 2nd touchdown of the night. Muleshoe's going to go for 2. 7:47 left in the first quarter. 12-0 is your score. Butler and company out on the field. Let's see who's going to be next to him. It's going to be Sigala. Goal line set here. Very tight bunch. 2 receivers at the bottom of your screen pressed. And that snap is going to be just slightly botched, and it was just outside the reach of Butler. He landed on it, though. Keeps the score 0-12 in the first quarter, 7:47 left. We'll be back for your kickoff. You're watching MuleshoeTV.com. Welcome back. 7:47 left in the first quarter. 12-0 is your score in this one so far in favor of your Muleshoe Mules. Both touchdowns coming in favor of Josue Sigala. Big to the house. That's what he did earlier in this one. Then a 3-yard run. Great second effort by him to get into the end zone for Muleshoe. Now kicking it away is also Josue Sigala down to JD, and this is just going to go straight into the hands of number 3. It's going to go upfield. Jaden Hensley is finally going to be brought down, and there's going to be a flag that comes in. That's going to be back behind the tackle, and usually that's kind of an indication of holding of some sort. Let's see what they do here. Helmet-to-helmet contact. Be a first down, but I couldn't tell you that was a 10 or a 15-yard penalty. It's not a personal foul, so I think it's just a 10-yard penalty. No, it is a 15-yard penalty. So instead of the ball being spotted at the 35, it will be spotted down at the 20. Really nice, calm night tonight. No wind, really no heat at all. This is a beautiful night for Friday Night Lights in the Panhandle. Here we go, 1st and 10. Ramos, the quarterback. Handoff, Lugo up the middle, cuts it back to the center, and he's going to be finally brought down. Not before a big gain. That's about an 8-yard gain for that Golden Tour offense, and it is something that you really want to see on this Tour offense. Muleshoe's going to have to, secondary's going to have to come up and cover those gaps. Not saying that they didn't do a good job that first time. They covered the gaps, but just was unable to get to Lugo before he cut it back up midfield. Leads to 2nd down and 2. A long 2. Here we go. Here's a pass over the middle to Ramos. That pass is going to be caught. That's going to be number 13 with the catch. Almost to midfield. Will be brought down at about the 43-yard line.
Down to the 43-yard line.
That's something that this Golden Tour offense really did against Littlefield a lot last week. Was just kind of like a little bit of play action, a little bit of running, and then just a really quick pass. A little 10-yard pass, a little 15-yard pass. Not really pushing the ball too far downfield. Just kind of giving what the defense is giving. Here we go, handoff. Lugo up the right side. And finally swallowed up. He'll get a few yards on the play. Here comes a change of personnel for this Muleshoe defense. 6 minutes left in this first quarter. Muleshoe up 12-0. We're going to try to get a stop, get the ball back, hopefully before the first quarter ends, to go down and score again. Here we go. Ramos dropping back. Ball just outside of reach of a Muleshoe defensive back. And he was just a few inches taller. He would have had a hand on that ball. That's just really great route running by the Lamesa wide receiver. First down, the Golden Tours. First and 10 for Ramos and company. Snap. Play action. Now it's going to be a screen down to number 2, and he almost lost the ball there, was able to get his hand on it. Good hands by Silas McCurley there for the Golden Tours. Big gain on the play. Second down and 4 for this Golden Tour offense, as they are now in Muleshoe territory. Down to the Muleshoe 38. Clock stopped at 5:46 in this first quarter. Lugo to the right of Ramos. Ramos, the quarterback. 3 receivers at the top of your screen. Lone receiver at the bottom of your screen. Here we go. Handoff up the middle to Lugo. And hit hard. That may be enough for the first down. Let's see. Yeah, he's going to be about a hair shy. About third and a very, very, very long yard for this Golden Tour offense. Muleshoe's defense now with the personnel change. Here we go, dropping back is Ramos. He's going to have to get rid of it. He can look down low. He's going to go over the middle. No receiver was in that area. So it could be a 4th and 1. And if you're Muleshoe, oh boy, you would love another stop right here, another turnover on downs. You would absolutely love that if you were the Muleshoe Mules right here. Here we go, Ramos, and here we go, false start. Good for Muleshoe. If you're Lamesa, that is not what you wanted right there. 4th down and 1 will become 4th down and 6 for the Golden Tours. And now if you're Coach Ramos for the Lamesa Golden Tours, you gotta sit here and think, do we go for it or do we try to punt it away and pin Muleshoe somewhere inside the 10? And it looks like the Golden Tours will go for it. 2 receivers at the top and bottom of your screen. Left of Ramos is Lugo. Here we go. Ramos is looking, and he's in trouble. He's going to be sacked. Who is that? Brayton Butler. Turnover on downs. Big sack by 19, Brayton Butler, your quarterback. Man, he had the edge, and he just really beautiful swim move. Came from the outside, was able to get away from the offensive lineman for a really great tackle. And you talk about some momentum shifting right there. Muleshoe's defense bending, not breaking on that last series. Really great job by that Muleshoe defense. Now Butler and company out on the field. Left of Butler's Josue Sigala, now moving to his right. Tight set, 2 receivers at the top and bottom of your screen. Here we go, handoff is bad, and it's gonna be number 6 who's gonna take it. He's gonna have to find some space, and has a big tackle for loss, 10 yards. And this was some key notes from last game, was some of the exchanges were just a little sloppy by this Muleshoe offense, and you really hope to clean those up as the year goes on. I really hope not to see it too much in this game going on forward. Butler, 2nd and 20, and now a false start. And the bleeding continues for this series for the Muleshoe Mules, and I really wonder if you see a pass out of Butler here on this one. You got to find a way to get the ball moved downfield somehow. You have some really fast receivers. 2 at the top and bottom of your screen. Here we go. 2nd and forever. Butler dropping back. It's just going to be a little pitch out and no one there. Little screen, but Josue Segal was tied up with several people in his face, and if you're Brayton Butler and this Muleshoe offense, you just gotta take it a play at a time right here, get in between the sticks. So it's down to the 40 is your first down of Lamesa. You are located at your own 35. So you hope to get somewhere downfield. Now there's a lot of open space here. Lamesa's pressing forward, now dropping back. Here we go. Butler rolling out to his left, looking, passes it deep. That's just over the head of his intended receiver, number 6, Johnny Hernandez. And that was a bullet that came out of Butler's arm, but it was just a little high. So 4th down and about forever. Muleshoe's punt team will now come out. Back to receive is going to be number 3, Hensley. And that punt's going to be high, end over end. And it's going to take a Muleshoe bounce. Not a bad punt coming from about the in between the 25 and 30-yard line down into Lamesa territory. Ball will be spotted at the 36. And then this is where you have to dig deep if you're this Muleshoe team. You know, defense sets up some really great momentum for you, and you really feel like you kind of gave a good chunk of that back to this Golden Tour team. So it'll be 1st and 10. Man coming late. 5 seconds to get the snap off. 4, 3, 2, 1. And just in time as Ramos is going to release that ball, and immediately there for the catch is going to be number 7, Jaden Jermio. It's going to be good enough for a 1st down.
Brings up the Golden Tornado, 1st down.
And that's what Lamesa does. They're gonna run these short little quick and stops a little bit out. And it's just very automatic between these receivers and Ramos. Here we go. There it goes again. Look at that. Oh, and now it's just outside of the reach of number 13, J.D. Rubio. Ramos' pass incomplete. 3:41 left in this first quarter. 0-12 your score in favor of your Muleshoe Mules. 2nd and 10 for the Golden Tours. Ramos, the quarterback, to the right of him. It's going to be Lugo. Handoff. Lugo in trouble. He's going to cut back. And he's finally going to be brought down. He will be about 3 yards shy of the 1st down. Let's go bring up 3rd down and 3. And if you're Muleshoe, you really would like to make it 4th and at least 4 or 5. Hopefully try to get a tackle in the backfield right here. Lugo to the right of Ramos. Here we go. 3rd down and 3. That little audible coming from Ramos. Got 9 seconds to get the snap off. Here we go. Handoff. Lugo up the middle. Hit hard. He will get a yard on the play. 4th and 1. He'll get a few on the play, so 4th and 1. Big hit by Muleshoe. This is your linebacker stepping up, filling in the holes. Only giving up a few yards on the play. So here we go. 4th down and 1. This is big 4th down for this Lamesa Golden Tour team. A big one for Muleshoe also. Here we go. Snap. Handoff. Up the middle. And hit. 1st down. Just a yard over the line. You know, Muleshoe was in the backfield there. They were just on the other side from where the play was happening. And that's just a really, really good block and run by this Lamesa Golden Tour offense on that right side of the field. Just enough to give you your couple yards for the 1st down. So 1st and 10, first 8 yards for Ramos and company. Lugo to the right of Ramos. 2 receivers at the top and bottom of your screen. Ramos drops back, and he's in trouble immediately. Ball's out! Muleshoe lands on it! Number 7, Klafka with the... Big turnover. 1:41 left in this first quarter. Muleshoe's offense now out on the field. That's what that Muleshoe defensive line was just hoping for, was just for a few more seconds, you know, and that's exactly what Ramos gave him, was just a few more seconds. 1st and 10, handoff to Sigala. Sigala pushing out. Shimmy, zips arms a man, forced out of bounds, first down. Down to the 34-yard line of the Golden Tours. 1:34 is where the clock is stopped. 1st and 10, Butler to left of his Sigala. Here we go, play action. Butler's gonna take it himself. The big quarterback gets about a few yards there, is finally forced backwards, but forward progress is gonna give him about 3 yards. It'll be 4 yards, 2nd down and 6. So a good little run for Butler there. And Butler's not a small quarterback at all. Brayton Butler, the senior, 6'1" at 225. Here we go, handoff, Sigala up the middle, breaks one tackle, is hit, and finally brought down. 1st down, Muleshoe. Clock will stop at the 52nd mark. And now the clock will run. 12-0, Muleshoe looking to score before this first quarter ends. 33 seconds left. Left to Butler is going to be Sigala. Here we go, handoff up the middle. Sigala again with the carry. He's going to keep driving forward, and whistles will blow the stop. And coach is saying, let's go to the next quarter. End of the first quarter, 0-12. Muleshoe knocking on the door. We'll be back. You're watching MuleshoeTV.com. Welcome back to the start of your second quarter. Muleshoe on top, 0-12. Sigala, the quarterback right now. Low snap, and he's just going to take it himself. He's like a cannonball shooting out of a cannon. Getting upfield, only a few yards will make it third down and about 5. Butler and company out on the field. And number 17, Nehemiah Sanchez to the right of Butler. Here we go. Bad snap. And there's another bad snap by this Muleshoe offense. And we'll make it 4th and just outside the sticks. So 3rd and manageable will make it 4th and just outside the sticks. Here we go. Butler, the quarterback, to right of him is Sanchez. And here comes a flag. And when it rains, it pours. This will be 2 series in a row where they're saying something is wrong with the play clock. As this officiating crew figures this out, we're going to, well, let's see what they do here. Yeah, they're discussing it with Coach. Here we go, Butler and company, man in motion. And it's going to be Butler who's going to take it. He passes over to Mill, has an open receiver, touchdown! Muleshoe, 4th down and long. Noah Hernandez. Yes, flags are starting to pour in. It's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct on this Muleshoe offense. This came in after the touchdown. It shouldn't negate the touchdown. It'll be a touchdown Muleshoe, but put you a little further back. Sportsmanlike conduct on Muleshoe. Touchdown. 18-0 our score in this one in the second quarter of play, 10-12 left. And Butler and company will stay out on the field. It is starting to sprinkle a little bit here in Lamesa, Texas.
3, 4, 2 bits, 4 bits, 6 bits,
Butler, the quarterback, to the left of him is going to be Sanchez. And here we go. Good snap over the middle and just outside the reach of the tight end, number 7, Klafka. And I tell you what, that was the play right there. It was just a little too tall for Klafka, and that's pretty tall. He comes in at 6'2". 10-12 left in the second quarter. 18-0 is our score in favor of your Mills. We'll be back for your kickoff. You're watching MuleshoeTV.com. 10-12 left in the second quarter. 18-0 is our score. Unable to get PATs on this one is the reason for the oddball score. Now, there was an unsportsmanlike penalty against Muleshoe on that touchdown. And instead of tacking it onto the PAT, Coach Ramos decided to tack it on to the kickoff. So Muleshoe will be kicking it off from the 25. And kicking it away is going to be Josue Sigala. Back to receive is going to be TV Lugo. And then I think to the top of hands 13, JD Rubio. Yes, it is. JD Rubio to the top of your screen for the Golden Tours. Here we go, and that ball's going to be kicked end over end. It's going to take a Muleshoe bounce, and we'll finally go out of bounds, but boy, that ball was staying in bounds for a very, very long time. That was almost a really, really good kickoff for this Muleshoe special teams. Ball will go out of bounds. Now let's see if Lamesa wants a re-kick or they just take the yards. Overcast, nothing too crazy, no lightning, no anything. It's pretty mild. Temperatures in the probably lower 70s at this point in the evening. And coach says, let's re-kick it. So we're going to add the extra yards. So say kick it from the 25, will be now kicked from the 20. So Josue Sigala sets up to kick this one away. Back to receive is still going to be Lugo, along with JD Rubio. And Lamesa looking for some answers on offense. Last series that they have is a fumble on a 3rd down and short. And that's going to be just a little squib out to number 3, Jadavian Hensley. And this is going to give some decent field position to the Golden Tours.
Brings up 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Golden Tours as Ramos and company's out on the field. Low snap, Ramos looking over the middle, had a Paul there. That ball's intercepted! In and out of the hands of a Golden Tour receiver, number 6, Johnny Hernandez. Big hit out of bounds. And Johnny Hernandez is hurt. And we are going to take a break right here. 10:02 left in the second quarter. 0-18 is your score. We'll be back. Welcome back. After that interception by Johnny Hernandez, he was able to get up. He's back on our sideline now. 10:02 left in the second quarter. 0-18 is your score as Butler and company's out coming back out. And coach is attending to Hernandez on the sideline, hoping that's nothing too serious for the kiddo. We go 1st and 10 after that interception. Butler and company out on the field. Butler pitch out to Josue Sigala. All sorts of room. Good block up front by Klafka. Another great block by Klafka. And inside the 10, Muleshoe goes. I just want to point out, you had Klafka coming up the right side, and boom, one guy, then moves on to the next guy, boom, just clears all this real estate like a lumberjack taking down trees, opening up a path for Josue Sigala. Wow, great job by that Muleshoe offense. Klafka and Josue Sigala on that last play took up a vast majority of that right side of the field. Here we go. 1st and goal for this Muleshoe offense. Here we go. Low snap, handoff, Sigala. Sigala hit at the line, but was able to get a few yards. He's going to be down at about the 5. Second and goal at the 5. 9:15 left in the second quarter.
Number 10 of the carry down to the 6-yard line.
Here we go, Butler, quarterback, left of him is Sigala. Handoff, Sigala up the middle. All sorts of real estate, shoves off one receiver and will lose a yard. They got 2 downs, they go about 6 yards for this Muleshoe Mule offense.
Brings up 3rd and 8.
And correction there, it's going to be 3rd and 8. 3rd and goal, ball at the 8. 8 yards to go for this Muleshoe offense. Handoff to Sigala again, up the right side, and he is in. There we go. Touchdown, Muleshoe, 8-yard run. Josue Sigala, 3rd touchdown of the game for Sigala. Now time to put some icing on this series. Muleshoe has to find a way to score on this PAT right here. Just bad snaps, snaps overhead, just miscues, miss everything on the special teams tonight. Here we go. Butler rolling out to his right. And I think he's just going to take it himself and barrel in. No, he's going to pass it. PAT, good. 2-point conversion, 26-0 is now your score in favor of your Muleshoe Mules. 8 on the clock with 2 in the second quarter. We'll be back for your kickoff. You're watching MuleshoeTV.com. Welcome back after that Josue Sigala touchdown. 26-0, 8 minutes left in the second quarter. Muleshoe on top. Kicking it away is Josue Sigala. Back to receive is going to be Lugo, and that's going to go end over end to him. So Lugo's going to take it. He's going to be hit, walloped. Wow. And flag on the play. That should be a personal foul. That is another helmet to helmet on Lamesa on the special teams. That's 2 in there. So Lamesa will be forced inside the 20 down to about the 11-yard line. So 1st and 10 for this Lamesa offense. Now, I wouldn't leave it out for Coach Ramos to try something right here to kind of just force the ball downfield quickly. And this, but you can't hold on to the ball if you're the quarterback, Ramos, because Muleshoe gets in the backfield also very quick. So here we go. Ramos dropping back, and he's going to get rid of it, and he does. That ball is in and out of his receiver's hands. We'll keep it 2nd down and 10. Ball located at the 11 of the Golden Tours. Here we go. If you're Muleshoe's offense, defensive back and safeties, you don't want anything to really come too far behind you. You kind of want to make sure that you're reading your keys correctly. Keep your eyes upfield. Watch for Ramos to take off or Lugo to take off too. 2nd and 10. Ramos, the quarterback. Here we go. Ramos in trouble. And that ball was just barely off the ground. And it's going to be number 7 who's going to take it. And he's finally brought down. Oh my gosh, Josue Sigala just threading the needle. Ramos said Josue Sigala had both hands up, and he almost had a paw on that hand. And that was that quick little play that you're looking for if you're Lamesa. Here we go. 1st and 10 for this Lamesa offense. Quick to get back to the ball. Here we go. Dropping back is Ramos. Ramos out. Little outplay again. And there we go. Another 1st down for this Lamesa offense. So now you got to think, if you're coach, you know, do you kind of
home at home and the Canadian.
Good job getting off the field for Muleshoe's defense area. Oh my gosh, bull rushing, and they just leave an open hole for Ramos to run through. Ramos is going to slide. He will be down about a yard or 2 shy of the 1st down. So 2nd down and a few for this Golden Tour. And I almost want to say that that was a design quarterback draw. Muleshoe just bull rushed. Either it was a design quarterback draw or Muleshoe's defensive line was just in the backfield and pit stop time. Here we go. Ramos out, and that ball's going to be caught incomplete, out of bounds. I'll tell you what, that was very close to being inbounds. He had 1 foot out, 1 foot in. Clock will stop at 6:25 in the 2nd quarter. 26-0 is your score. So 3rd down and 3. If you're Lamesa, you know, this is 4-down territory where you're at. Or at least they have gone for it in this area in 4th down. And if you're Muleshoe, we'd definitely love to get in the backfield to get a sack or something. Loss of yards or try to stop the momentum on this series for Lamesa. Here we go. Lugo with the carry. He's going to be hit. He's hit before the line of gain. 4th down and 2. We got 4th down and 2 for this Muleshoe defense, looking to get a stop, going towards, looking to convert, and I think timeout, Golden Tornadoes. 5:41 left in the 2nd quarter. 0-26 is your score in this one so far. Muleshoe looking to get a stop. We'll be back. You're listening to and watching MuleshoeTV.com. Welcome back. 5:41. 4th and 1, or 4th and 2, I'm sorry, for this Lamesa Golden Tour offense. 26-0 is your score. Muleshoe looking to get a stop. Lamesa looking to convert, or try to. They have stacked receivers on top of each other. If you expect a quick screen out on the outside edge, where it's top or bottom of your screen, here it comes. But no, it's going to be a handoff up the middle, and I wonder if they're going to say nowhere to go. They're going to say he's going to be down short. Let's see where they spot this ball. He's going to be short. There we go. Turnover on downs. As the 2nd turnover on downs for this Muleshoe defense. Stout is what they are. 5:36 in the 2nd quarter. 26-0. Butler and company now coming out onto the field. The quarterback to the right of him is Sigala. 2 receivers at the top of your screen, 1 at the bottom of your screen. Pitch out to Sigala. Really good blocking as a whole, and he's going to turn on the jets, and he's going to get up past midfield. Is finally brought down. Enough for the 1st down. Little 12-yard run for Josue Sigala. Takes the ball into the Golden Tour territory. Ball will be located at the 48 of Lamesa. 1st and 10. Here we go. Sigala pitch. And here we go. Over receiver. And it's just outside of reach of number 3, Aiden Garcia. Oh, man, if you're Aiden Garcia, you want that one back. It was open downfield, and that was a just perfectly designed play by Coach on that one. Coach Bo has some trickery up his sleeve in this one, and you really love to see it if you're this Muleshoe offense. It kind of throws everything to just a whole different perspective on, ground, just running in and just a nice little pass just like that. You'll know how open you can get it. Here we go. Pass out. Number 13. He's going to take it up the left side. We'll get some good yardage, not before he's forced out of bounds. That's Luis Valles with the reception. Clock will continue to run. 5 minutes left in this second quarter. Go third down and about 5, and that's going to be, flags coming in fast. False start. Well, they let this play go on for about 3 seconds before they blew that whistle, before they called a false start. So 3rd and 4 will now be 3rd and 9, or 3rd and 10, my apologies. Here we go. Butler dropping back, looking, and he's going to take it himself, and he's just going to run with it, and we'll get in between the sticks. And that's going to be a 4th down and long. Just Muleshoe offense. And Butler had a few open receivers. He was just flushed out of the pocket just a little too fast. And coach is going to take a timeout. I think during this time they're going to try to fix the play clock too. 4:03 left in the second quarter. Muleshoe takes its first timeout. 26-0 is your score. We'll be back. You're watching MuleshoeTV.com. Welcome back. 4th and 6 with 4:03 left in the second quarter. Muleshoe up 26-0, but Butler and company looking to convert on this next play. Here we go. Low snap. Butler rolling out to his right. He's going to need to get rid of it, and he does. And that's a good catch and good extension by number 7, Blaine Klafka, for the first down. Klafka, big target is what he is, and Butler just really just bullet into the hands of Klafka. And Klafka, second effort. He's a big guy, hard to take him down, and he just lunges forward and like a tree falling to the ground. Got him a few extra yards for the first down. Here we go. Direct step to Josue Sigala. Josue Sigala is just going to take it. He's going to be finally brought down. That's going to be a gain of about 5. Second down and 4. 3 minutes left in the second quarter for this Muleshoe offense. Butler, the quarterback. Left end is Sigala. 2 receivers at the bottom of your screen. One at the top of your screen. Here we go. That's going to be out to number 2. That's Hernandez up the right side, forced out of bounds. First down, Muleshoe. Muleshoe keeps the drive going. Be fresh set of downs. Nice little connection by Butler and Hernandez right there. Really good first down. Hernandez, lone receiver at the bottom of your screen. In the slot's going to be Garcia. And then at the very top of your screen, that's going to be Valles. Left to Butler is Sigala. 1st and 10, fresh set of downs for the Muleshoe offense. Sigala, handoff, Butler, handoff, Sigala breaks free, has one man to beat, to the corner of the end zone, touchdown, Muleshoe, Josue Sigala, 25 yards. More like 30, 35 yards. He was everywhere on that field, coming in, around, all around, beating a couple Golden Tours on his way to the end zone, makes the score 32-0. And I expect Muleshoe to go for 2. Here we go, Sigala, direct snap to him, and it's going to be a handoff to number 17, and he's going to be in trouble. He's going to be finally brought down. Host of Golden Tours there. Keeps the score 32-0. We'll be back for your kickoff. Josue Sigala to the house. 1:57 left in the second quarter. You're listening to and watching MuleshoeTV.com. 25 yards is what Josue Sigala ran to get into the end zone for this Muleshoe Mule offense. 1:57 left in the second quarter, 32-0 in favor of your Muleshoe Mules. Kicking it away is going to be Butler, and that's going to be just a little end over end kick. It's going to go out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Golden Tours. I bet they make Muleshoe re-kick it. Let's see what they do. So no re-kick. Muleshoe's defense out in the field. Ramos and company slow to get out on the field. Will be 1st and 10 for this Lamesa Golden Tour offense. If you're Muleshoe, you'd love to go down and score again, maybe before the half. Ramos all by himself in the backfield, 3-man rush, in trouble, caught immediately and brought down hard. It's number 22, D.V. Lugo. So Lugo's catch over the middle gives Lamesa some life here, and they're looking to score fast. Here we go, 1:40 left in the second quarter before half. Empty backfield. Ramos dropping back, and he gets rid of it immediately, and it's going to be caught. And I think we may have slightly found this kryptonite of this Muleshoe defense. Empty backfield again, and this is just 2-minute offense for this Golden Tour team. And timeout, Muleshoe. Muleshoe's going to take a timeout, 1:26, to see if they can regroup. 32-0, second quarter, Muleshoe on top. You're watching MuleshoeTV.com. All right, welcome back after that timeout. Muleshoe looking for an answer to the spread offense, and now Lamesa, man in the backfield to the right of Ramos is going to be Lugo. And Ramos is in trouble, and he's going to have to figure something out. He's hit hard. That was number 7, Klafka, with the big hit. Second down and 6, a minute left in the second quarter. Lamesa looking to get in the end zone, try to score before half. Here we go. Deep, and that ball's going to be caught. That's going to be a touchdown for the Golden Tours. Ramos connection with Jaden Harmio. 54 seconds left in the second quarter, and Lamesa finally gets on the board. 6-32 is now your score. .25 to attempt the PAT. It's going to be Joe Carpenter. Snap is on the ground, and that ball went through the uprights still. Carpenter with a good PAT there. 7-32 our score with 54 seconds left in the second quarter. We'll be back for your kickoff. You are watching MuleshoeTV.com. Welcome back. 2-minute offense for the Golden Tours appears to be just a little bit of that kryptonite for that Muleshoe defense. Very fast score within 60 seconds. 32-7 our score now. Muleshoe still on top. Kicking it away is going to be number 25, Joe Carpenter for the Golden Tours. Back to receive, Josue Sigala. A few other Muleshoe Mules kind of in the vicinity. The kick is going to go end over end. That's going to take a nice little Muleshoe bounce into the end zone for a touchback. No time off the clock, 54 seconds, and Muleshoe, man, last year, 54 seconds, I feel like Muleshoe could score twice. This year, a little different. Muleshoe, a little bit more of a balanced offense, not really one to just really drive it down the field with big chunk yardage plays, and by chunk I mean like 20-30 yards or just one-shot touchdowns like that. But that doesn't take away from the explosiveness that this team does have. You got Josue Sigala in the backfield who can still go from one end zone to the other very, very, very quickly. Really good wide receivers too. If you're Muleshoe, you would love to go down and score right here to kind of end this first half of football here in Lamesa, Texas. Butler and company out on the field. To the right of him is Sigala. Butler, handoff. It's just going to be a little bit of a reverse handoff, and Klafka with the carry. Second and 3. And Muleshoe just kind of taking their time. And Muleshoe's just going to take it to the half. Ref said, yes, you can. 32-7 to end this first half of football. Muleshoe on top so far, and we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. You're watching MuleshoeTV.com. Back to your second half of Muleshoe versus Lamesa. Muleshoe traveling all the way down to Lamesa, Texas for this one. 32-7 is your score, as the Golden Tours will get the ball to start first in this one.
Back to the 42-yard line. Brings up the first on the team.
First and 10 for Ramos coming. Here comes that empty set we saw towards the end of the second quarter. Low snap again, as Ramos is going to spin out, and he's going to be forced out of bounds. I'd expect to see a very different Lamesa offense this go around. Say, had the empty set to run that 2-minute offense. That's how they scored their first touchdown. Here we go. Ramos dropping back again. Over the middle, has an open receiver. That ball's going to be caught, and he escapes a few tackles. It's finally brought down, but that's a big chunk play by this Lamesa offense. So first and 10. And boy, oh boy, Muleshoe is going to have to find an answer for this shotgun air raid offense that Lamesa has just switched to. With a minute left in the second quarter, Lamesa switched to this really big offense, and here we go, passes out of bounds, intended receiver. It's going to be Hensley. Clock will stop at 1:24 in the third quarter. Second down and 10. 32-7 is your score. Lamesa looking to try to come back in this one. You know, it's a little bit of a stretch, but that's why we play the game every Friday. 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen, 1 at the top of your screen. Ramos. Here we go. Handoff to Lugo. Lugo. He's going to drive his feet forward. This will be good for a few yards. Third down and 8. Let's see where they spot him. 11 minutes left in this third quarter, and Muleshoe would definitely like to get out of this bind right here. So Lamesa is knocking on the door. Really a lot of real estate. Look to Lugo, pass down to his left, and he is. Here we go. That pass is going to be caught by number 7. So he's good enough for a first down. That was just a little in and out, in and around for number 7 for the Golden Tours, and he was just open. It's Jaramillo. He has the 1 touchdown for Lamesa tonight. And here we go. First and goal for this Lamesa offense, and Ramos is going to come out to his right, and I think he's just going to take it himself, and he's going to find a man open over the middle. Touchdown, Golden Tours. It's going to be Silas McCurley for the touchdown. 13-32 is now your score, 10-24 in the third quarter, and that was a fast score for this Lamesa offense. Carpenter to attempt the PAT. Okay, it's going to be end over end and good. 32-14, Muleshoe looking to make a stop. Try to regroup on the defensive side. Offense will be out after this kickoff. We'll be back. You're listening to and watching MuleshoeTV.com. Big score, fast score for this Lamesa Golden Tour offense as they kick it away. That ball will stop short, and that's going to be Josue Segal. Is going to pick it up at the 10, and he's going to shimmy around a few people. It's finally going to be brought down at about the 20. And 10-16 left in this third quarter. This Muleshoe offense is going to have to answer the Lamesa Golden Tour touchdown. And in all honesty, I think at this point, I think you keep doing what you're doing if you're Muleshoe just a nice little methodical down the field, burned some good time off the clock. Because right now there's no answer for that Lamesa shotgun offense. Take care of the ball and do really good. Butler and company out on the field. Sigala to the left of him. Man in motion. Here we go. That's going to go out to number 6, and he's going to have nowhere to go. Tackle inbounds will keep the clock running, and that's Johnny Hernandez. At some point, you think that the ball is just going to have to be aired out more than 15 or 20 yards for this Muleshoe offense. As Lamesa just continues to press forward. And once again, there we go. Yeah, Lamesa pressing again. Here we go. Just a big stack of everyone inside the box. Somebody's really afraid of anything over the middle. Here we go. Hand off to Sigala. Sigala up the field in between the sticks. And a night and day Muleshoe offense. Well, really not. Same Muleshoe offense, Lamesa making the adjustments. They are just filling every gap up the middle. If you're Muleshoe's offense, you're going to have to find a way around this Lamesa Golden Tour defense. Here we go. Butler rolling out. Pass, caught. Hernandez, first down. There we go. So Johnny Hernandez with the reception and a very bad mistake by this Lamesa defense. It's going to be unsportsmanlike penalty. And actually, I would say it's a personal foul, necessary roughness. And Johnny Hernandez was pushed out of bounds, and they were just kind of tied up just a little bit on the outsiders, and Lamesa going toward just decided to push Johnny while they're a few yards out of bounds, way after the play was done. So that's going to set up 1st and 10 for the 49-yard line. Josue Sigala, the only receiver back there. Pass is going to be in and out of the hands. They're going to say incomplete. I thought that pass was forward. Some rain is starting to come down here in Lamesa, Texas. Not a whole lot of rain. It's not heavy. It's just a consistent kind of heavy drizzle. You can smell it in the air. There's actually a little bit of a chilling rain. It is kind of nice on this Friday night. Temperatures now down into the 60s, mid to upper 60s. Here we go. Butler handoff to Sigala. Sigala up the gut and nowhere to go there. And he's going to be finally brought down. And Sigala is down. We're going to take an injury timeout. We'll be back. 32-14 your score, 8:33 left in the third quarter. You're watching MuleshoeTV.com. Welcome back, 8-10. So the rain's starting to come down here in the third quarter. 32-14 is our score in this one. Muleshoe getting a free first down on sportsmanlike conduct on the Lamesa team. Several players involved in that one. Warnings issued after the play. Number 17, Nehemiah Sanchez in the game. Number 10, Josue Sigala. Here we go, passes out. And that ball is going to be incomplete. Pass intended for number 13, Luis Valles. And that will stop the clock at 7:37. Still third down and 5. And timeout, Lamesa. So 7:37 left in this one in the third quarter. Lamesa will take their first timeout in the second half of football. 32-14 your score in favor of Muleshoe. We'll be back. You're watching MuleshoeTV.com. All right, welcome back after that timeout break. 7:37 left in the third quarter. Pass is going to be quick out. Intended receiver was number 2, Noah Hernandez. That will make it 4th down. Oh man, 4th down and 5 in this Muleshoe offense. Looking for some life right now.
Golden Tornado fans, get on your feet. 4th down.
Butler. Going out to his left. Will pass. That ball is in and out of the hands of number 4, Eduardo Sainz. I'm sorry, that was number 3, Aiden Garcia. And that's going to be a turnover on downs. $7:30 left in the third quarter. 32-14 your score in this one. And turnover on downs, and momentum is just fully on the Lamesa side here. Field just a little bit slippery from the rain coming down. And man, you'd have to sit here and think, you know, if you're Lamesa, you got to really take advantage of this. If you're Muleshoe, you hope. Low snap, Ramos. And that pass is going to be no good. They're going to say pass interference. And yeah, pass interference all the way there. So 7:24 left in the third quarter. Pass interference is going to give Lamesa a fresh set of downs. And no, honestly, this was what was ran at the end of the first half of this game. That's how Lamesa went down and scored. And right now, Muleshoe has no answer for this. Here we go, drop back. Ramos in trouble, hit hard. And that ball is going to be end over end. Really good defense by the Muleshoe Mules there. Ramos could sense he was in trouble from the edge rushers coming from that Muleshoe defense. 7:19 is where the game clock is stopped in this third quarter. 32-14 your score. 2nd and 10. And this one, you gotta play clean football right here if you're Muleshoe. No holding, no anything. Just try to force a 3rd and long right here. And that ball is going to be caught. Good enough for the first down. And here it comes. It's just Muleshoe not pressed on their players. It's been number 7 is really who it is. And here we go. Another target, number 13. Quick pass and out. J.D. Rubio. Jaramillo, just keep an eye on him. It wouldn't surprise you. Lamesa tries to shoot for the end zone right here. Watch Jaramillo at the bottom of your screen, and that's exactly where Ramos is looking. He's looking for Jaramillo, and he's just going to take it out of bounds and run with it. This missed containment, and this Lamesa offense has a new face, and it is not good for this Muleshoe defense, and coach is calling timeout. Muleshoe's going to take their first timeout, 32-14, but in trouble, looking to stop the bleeding. 6:54 left in the third quarter. We'll be back. You're watching MuleshoeTV.com. 2nd down and 4 for this Golden Tour offense. Welcome back. 6:54 in the third quarter. Muleshoe in trouble, and Lamesa on the run. Running downfield, honestly. Muleshoe looking for a stop, and it's just a good pass and catch by number 22. That's going to be D.V. Lugo. And what a pass from Ramos.
Brings up Golden Tornado Burton.
That's another first down and goal for Lamesa. 6:49 in the third. 32-14 and Lamesa. Ball's on the ground. Ramos is going to take it himself. He's going to be tackled for a loss outside the 10, close to the 14. Let's see where they mark him.
24 sack.
That was number 24, Davian Satal, who got back there. Now, good thing here's that Lamesa. You know, you get the loss of yards, makes it second and goal at the 13. So 13 yards to get to the end zone, but now you just give Lamesa that much more space to pass the ball. You want to contain Ramos too. Here we go. Lugo to the right of Ramos. Ramos looking, little screen, has blocks out in front of him. Tackled. So that was Davian Satal again with a good tackle on number 7, Jaramillo. So here we go, third and goal, ball right at the 10, and you would love to make this a fourth and goal somewhere in that same vicinity for this Muleshoe defense. Ramos, the quarterback to the left of him, it's going to be Lugo. Ramos looking immediately, hands up in the air. That was number 20, Jaden Agundias. Batting down that ball, making it uncatchable. I think we've seen that motion before by Ramos, and Agundias saw it immediately. Fourth and goal at the 10. 5:24 left in this third quarter. Muleshoe looking to get a stop, and I think Lamesa is going to take their second timeout. One timeout left for them for the rest of the ball game. 32-14, 5:24 left in the third. Muleshoe on top. Fourth and goal. We'll be back here watching MuleshoeTV.com. Welcome back to the ball game. Fourth and goal. This is going to be a 26 yard attempt, and kick is going to be end over end, and that is good for Carpenter. Still gained some points there, 17-32, adding 3 for the Golden Tours. 5:21 left in the third. We'll be back for your kickoff here watching MuleshoeTV.com. Field goal good by the Lamesa Golden Tours. Joe Carpenter makes it 17-32. Still in favor of your Muleshoe Mules, but Muleshoe able to stop the bleeding there on that drive. Still getting points was Lamesa though. Kick is going to be end over end and go straight into the hands of the dangerous Josue Sigala, who's going to cut through, finds open space, beats a guy, has a few other men to beat. It's going to get deep into Lamesa's territory. No flags. Clean return by the dangerous Josue Sigala. He didn't get the touchdown, but he sure did help. So first and 10, great field position for this Muleshoe offense. Ball located at the 29 of the Golden Tours. Butler and company out on the field to the right hand. It's Nehemiah Sanchez. Here we go. Handoff. Sanchez. Sanchez pushing forward. Sanchez. Couple good yards there. We'll set up second down and about 7. Correction, it should be second down and about 5 after the ball has been spotted. Two receivers at the bottom of your screen. That's going to be number 2, Noah Hernandez. In the slots, number 6, Johnny Hernandez. Lone receiver at the top is Aiden Garcia. Here we go. Handoff. Sanchez up the middle. And only a gain of a couple. Clock will continue to run. 4:15 left in the third quarter.
Brings up to 3rd down and 5.
Oh, they're going to say no gain on the play there. Looks like he at least got a yard. Still 3rd down and 5 for this Muleshoe offense. 4-down territory here. You have to go in and score if you're Muleshoe. You're going to have to answer this Lamesa offense on this drive right here. Handoff, Sanchez. Sanchez finds a hole. Some decent yardage, up to the 20, about a yard shy of the 1st down. 4th and 1. And it looks like there's going to be an injured player. Looks to be a Lamesa Golden Tornado. Will break. 3:25 left in the 3rd quarter, 32-17 your score. Welcome back. 3:20 left in this 3rd quarter, 32-17 after that injury timeout.
Get on your feet.
Josue Sigala all by himself. He's going to take it himself. He's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. It's just a Lamesa Golden Tornado just got a paw on that shoulder pad and just turned him around. And boy, Josue had a huge hole to run through, but just really good defense there. Turnover on downs, and this is not looking good for this Muleshoe team right now. 32-17, 3:03 in the 3rd quarter. Have yet to answer this Lamesa offense. You have to question. You're going to have to find a way to become a little less one-dimensional. Ball on the ground. Ramos picks it up and is able to get it away. And a little too much room. Good tackle by number 2 for Muleshoe. That was Noah Hernandez. However, that is a huge gain for this Lamesa offense. 2nd down and 3. 2:40 left in the 3rd quarter. And Muleshoe doing good in this first half of play, but Lamesa once again just plugging every hole that there is on the run. Muleshoe's going to have to look to find somewhere to pass. Ball out of the hands of Ramirez. Ramirez is in trouble. He's brought down. Number 17, Nehemiah Sanchez, getting in the backfield for a big sack. 3rd down and 10. It's a little slippery out there. Rain has stopped for now. And I guarantee you that field is very much still a little bit slippery from that rain that did come. Let me see. In trouble is Ramos. Ramos is going to still get it off and over the head of his intended receiver, number 10. However, he was in very much big trouble because there was a host of mules on him, and almost getting into the backfield was the defensive end of Muleshoe. Coming back around was just like a yard shy from very big trouble. And Muleshoe's just gonna kind of let this punt go end over end, nobody back to receive, to ensure no fake punt or anything like that. Nope, now back to receive is gonna be Johnny Hernandez, number 6. Here we go, snap was a little high, and that kick is end over end. And they're just gonna let it roll. That's gonna take a Lamesa bounce down to the 40 and slowly make its way out of bounds at the Muleshoe 32-yard line. Good punt by this Lamesa going towards special teams. 131 in the 3rd. Muleshoe finding a way to stop that Lamesa offense, and now we'll look to try to go down and answer. Try to add some insurance to what they have at the moment. 32-17 the score in this one. Muleshoe on top. Still 2 timeouts left for the Muleshoe Mules. 1 timeout left for the Golden Tornadoes. Butler and company out on the field. Butler, handoff, Sanchez. Sanchez up the middle. Good, big run for Sanchez. 9 yards on that play. Make it 2nd down and 1. And that's kind of what this Muleshoe offense wants. They want that just big chunk yards. They're going to mark them actually yards shorter than that, so 2nd down and 2. So 1:10 left in this 3rd quarter. I think coach is going to let it go as much as he can right here. Try to get the 1st down here and then take this into the 4th. So let's see, 55 seconds left in the 3rd. Butler, and coming out on the field now, man in motion. Here we go, handoff, Sanchez. Sanchez going to take it enough for the 1st down. It's going to get up to midfield. The ball brought down into Golden Tornado territory. Clock stopped at 37 seconds. I think coach will let this go to the 4th quarter to flip sides. Ball will be located at the 48 of the Golden Tours. And coach is saying, let's take it to the 4th quarter, 20 seconds, and counting down this 3rd quarter. 4th quarter, 4s held up by the hands of the Muleshoe sideline. 32-17 your score. Muleshoe, some life in this 4th quarter going into this 4th quarter. We'll be back. You are watching MuleshoeTV.com. Back to the start of the 4th quarter. 12 minutes. That's all that's left in this ball game. 32-17. Carry by Josue Sigala. Sigala is going to get a good chunk of yards there. Up 4 yards. 2nd down and 6 for this Muleshoe offense. All right, tell the take so far in this one. You know, first half Muleshoe putting up 32 points and doing it methodically, moving down the field, and just defense doing a really good job. But towards the end of that 2nd quarter, Lamesa decided to go 2-minute offense. Now, the nice thing about 2-minute offense is, you know, you're moving fast, keeps the defense on their toes, but that turned out to be Muleshoe's kryptonite, and Muleshoe just becoming stagnant on offense. Not scoring in the third quarter, but looking to answer here. Sigala goes up the left side as well. He brought down, not before he gets a first down and adds some change to that dollar. Clock will continue to run. Butler and company out in the field. Nehemiah Sanchez to the left of Butler, receiver at top and bottom of your screen. Here we go. Carry by Sanchez up the right side, cuts it up the middle, is able to get some really good yards. He's still pushing forward as a pile of host of Mules is going forward. And finally brought down after the first down is gained, plus a few extra yards. First and 10 of Muleshoe, and flags are flying. Yeah, let's see what this is. I have an honest, good guess at probably what happened in that pile, and probably unsportsmanlike conduct on Lamesa. That's correct. If you're Lamesa, you can't make the mental errors like that. You know, there's been several times where this Muleshoe team has been third down or just kind of balls just outside of reach, and all of a sudden some unsportsmanlike conduct or unnecessary roughness, and then that drives Muleshoe into a spot, into a really good position, especially right here. Muleshoe now knocking on the door, and it's going to be Butler who's going to take it himself. He's going to have to protect the ball. He's a big guy, and he's finally going to be driven out of bounds. A gain of a couple will make it second and goal at the 8. Little quarterback read, keeper by Butler, and keep the clock running. 9:50 left in this fourth quarter. Muleshoe looking to answer these 17 unanswered points by Lamesa Golden Tornadoes. Here we go. Handoff to Segal. Ball's on the ground. Segal still picks it up, but let's take it all the way back to the 15. I think it's time to... I honestly don't know what you would do here on offense. You know, they just kind of just ground and pound game that Muleshoe is running. It's just Lamesa is there immediately. They're just filling in extra gaps, just putting more people in the box than what you have the ability to block. And there's just people leaking through on that offensive line, and you're just going to have to pass the ball at some point. And this might be the moment to do it right here. Here we go, third and goal. Very long handoff to Segal. Segal up the middle, and only a gain of 5. Fourth and goal. Ball will be placed at the 11. So only a gain of 4. Fans on their feet cheering for this Muleshoe offense. 8 minutes left, but they're going to have to... This is a scoring situation right here. You have to get in the end zone right here. This Lamesa team will have too much time. They've gone down and scored in less than 40 seconds. Muleshoe having answers, of course, for this offense, but those answers were mental errors by this Lamesa Golden Tour offense. I think coach is going to take it as far down as he can and take a timeout. Let's see what Coach draws up as Muleshoe will take a timeout. 7:38 left. 32-17 our score in this one. We'll be back. You're watching MuleshoeTV.com. Welcome back. 32-17 in this one. Muleshoe on top, but and Butler and Company fourth and goal at the 11. Got 11 yards to try to score, and Lamesa knows the run is coming. There we go. Pass and forever over the head of number 13, Luis Baez. And Lamesa takes the momentum back on a 4th and goal stand. And boy, oh boy. You know, if you're Butler, you just have to shake that one off and really just dial it in. You know, he saw that's the thing. There was a horde of just Lamesa Golden Tornadoes coming in on that interior. It's a very quick release and just missed your cue there on that one. Now the defense is going to have to definitely step up here. Empty backfield for the Golden Tornadoes. Ramos drops back, and he's going to unleash up the middle, and that ball is caught. That's number 2. He's gone. Wow. Number 2 to the house, Silas McCurley. And Lamesa in 10 seconds will score and bring this game within a boxer's punch. 23-32. And Muleshoe's in trouble. Carpenter to attempt the PAT. Snap's good. Kick is up, end over end, and it is good. 24-32. One possession away is what this game is now. 24 unanswered for the Golden Tours, and Muleshoe's in trouble. We'll be back for your kickoff. 32-24 in this 4th quarter, 7:20 left. You're watching MuleshoeTV.com. Welcome back. 7:20 left in the 4th quarter, 32-24. This has now became a ball game. Back to receive the kick is Josue Sigala, and I tell you what, it's Muleshoe. You know, you gotta feel just a little just deflated from just how everything's going, but I think if you're Muleshoe, I think you have a really good hand in this game still. There just has to come this execution on offense to go down and score. I mean, you're talking about you're inside the 20 of your opponent several times in this game and unable to convert first downs or unable to get into the end zone. That is just points missed right there, you know? And all of it came from just mental error of either just a botched handoff, a bad pass, a bad snap, a fumble, you know, and you receive it and you were just inches. It is literally a game of inches is what football is. We're going to retry this kick right here, and you kind of hope this goes into the hands of Sigala just straight up. And if you're Muleshoe, you know, don't lax on the onside right here. Lamesa knows that Muleshoe can hang on to this ball for probably the whole 7 minutes and 20 seconds, honestly. Lamesa down to 1 timeout. And, you know, I kind of said it earlier, you know, you kind of wondered, like, Lamesa taking that second timeout with 6-ish minutes left in the 3rd quarter. You wonder if that was going to come back and maybe hurt him in this one. And that ball's going to go end over end, out of bounds again. Do you force Lamesa re-kick, or do you try to take the good field position. And we are going to try again. And they know, Carpenter knows, and he's getting direction from coach on the sign. It's like, not to number 10. Keep it away from number 10. But I have this strange feeling. So does Muleshoe. They are bunched up there, right in front of where an onside kick would be. Wind coming from bottom and top of your screen as we now have wind. Not a strong wind, but it's a pretty decent gust here and there. There you go, and that kick's gonna go end over end right into the hands of number 10, Josue Sigala. Let's see what he can do. Here we go, Josue up the middle, finds some space across the 50, down to the 45. Whistle will blow. And if you're Muleshoe's offense, you can't feel anything but excited for this drive here. You're going to have to come out with a fire lit under you and go down and score. Go down and assert your dominance right here. This whole first half of this ball game, you asserted your dominance on the ground and in the trenches, on the line of scrimmage. And you got to find a way to just bring that beast back out for this one drive right here. Butler and company out on the field, Sigala to the left of him. And here we go, free play, and that should be encroachment. So encroachment will give a free 5 yards to this Muleshoe team, and you'll take that. You'll take free 5 yards right there. 1st and 5 for this Muleshoe offense. Wind coming out of the east. It's just gradually getting stronger. This has turned into a nice little Friday night weather-wise. No rain anymore, so Butler and company out on the field. And here we go, handoff to Sigala. But Sigala is not going to get too far. He's going to gain a couple. Clock under 7 minutes now. If you're Muleshoe, here's the keys to this last 7 minutes. If you're Muleshoe, plain answer, you score. You have to score right here to make it out of reach for this Lamesa team. Lamesa is within the possession. You take care of the ball on this. Lamesa, on the other hand, is looking to get a stop. And I mean, they went down and scored in 20 seconds. They went down and scored in 40 seconds. They went down and scored in 1:20. They know that they can score. Here we go, Josue Sigala with the carry, and he's going to lunge forward. And let's hope that's enough for the first down, and it should be. Third and the hair on my chin. 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and like I said, Muleshoe knows that they can just methodically make their way downfield, burn as much time as they can. Lamesa only one timeout left, and Muleshoe execution right here is what you need. Execution, convert, and go. Butler, quarterback, left of him is Sigala. 2 receivers at the top of your screen. Handoff up the middle, and that's what you want, and it's exactly how you get there. It's just that execution. That should be a first down, and here comes a late flag. And if you're Muleshoe, you don't want that on you. Officials timeout. Keys to this, clock stopped at 5:33 in the fourth quarter. Couldn't tell what exactly happened, 32-24. And I think we're going to take a measurement here to see. I think we might be a hair shy. And that should be a first down for Muleshoe. It is. First down, the extra effort is good. So first down, unsportsmanlike conduct on Muleshoe after the play. They drive the ball back. So not exactly what you're wanting there. Lamesa's done it all game, and then Muleshoe gets the first down, and then unsportsmanlike conduct will take you kind of back to a little bit where you almost started the first time around. So ball placed at the 49. Now, good thing if you're looking on the bright side of things here, more space equals more time to have the ball as the clock winds to 5:20 left in the fourth quarter. Now, bad thing is that Muleshoe in the second half has struggled to just take the ball downfield, and now you got that much further to go on this drive. Here we go. Sigala with the carry. Finds an open seam. He has some open space. Can he get the extra yardage? And he does. Lunges forward. Great run by Josue Sigala. Stays in bounds, and he realized that he got to the edge. He was about 2 yards from out of bounds, and they were going to try and force him there. He stops, cuts it back the other way to stay in bounds. Such a heads-up move by Josue Sigala, number 10. 4:45 left in the fourth quarter, and coach is going to be able to take this probably down to 4 minutes by the time this next play goes. Here we go. Butler and company now out on the field. Lamesa stacking the box. They have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 9 on the box. First down, Muleshoe. I guarantee you that's a first down this time. No need to bring the 6 out to measure it. Clock stopped at 4:16. Once the chain is set, they will run. Here we go. Fresh set of downs for this Muleshoe offense. .330 left in this fourth quarter now. Handoff, Sigala up the right side. All the real estate in the world. Stay in bounds is what he does. And that should be enough for another fresh set of downs for this Muleshoe offense. Minutes left in the fourth quarter, 32-24 your score. Muleshoe on top, but still some work to do in this one. Slow, methodical drive down the field is what they're doing. Butler and company still out on the field. 2 wide receivers, one at the top of your screen, one at the bottom of your screen. Josue Sigala. Here we go, handoff and carry. He's going to cut it up the middle, and he's going to gain enough for about 3 yards, 3 or 4 yards, and then Lamesa is going to take their final timeout. 2:28 clock counting down for Lamesa. 32-24, Muleshoe on top. Muleshoe making a drive. You're watching MuleshoeTV.com. 2:28 is what is on the clock in this fourth quarter. Muleshoe second down and 8. Handoff to Sigala. Sigala getting upfield, getting a good chunk of yardage again. Make it third down and manageable. We are now at 2 minutes left in this ball game. 2-minute warning left in this one. 32-24. We'll be back. It'll be third down and a few for this Muleshoe offense. You are watching MuleshoeTV.com. 24-32, 2 minutes left. Third down and about 3 for this Muleshoe offense. Here we go. Handoff. Sigala up the middle. First down, Muleshoe. And that first down right there should be the last of this ball game. It's 32-24. You want to take care of the ball right here. No need to go down and score. Looking at what the Muleshoe offense is going to do these next few plays. And I tell you what, this one was definitely it's getting really close here, but you still have football to play. Got to execute this last few of it right here as Josue Segal is going to take a carry as we approach 60 seconds on the clock. You want to talk about mental toughness in this one. This Muleshoe team not scoring a single point in the second half has still managed to come up victorious in this one, you know, as we get down to this last bit right here. As Josue Segal is going to take it, and he's going to be brought down. That should be ball game. 32-24, your final in this one. As Muleshoe will move to 2-0 on the season. Lamesa 0-2. And boy, a lot of work to do as the Leopards of New Home will be coming to Muleshoe next week. So come and pack the stands as Muleshoe hosts New Home next Friday at Benny Douglas Stadium. 32-24, your final here. My name's Elliott Davis, the voice of the Mules with MuleshoeTV.com. We will see y'all next week.